been in 2 situationships in my entire life. Like,
she's been in more.
Really, I've only been in 2, and they were the worst time of my life. Like, they ruined me. They made me sick. They made me like get to the worst place I've ever been in my life. But at least when I was in a situationship, I felt like there was hope.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today, and this is from a woman who says that men are not putting in effort anymore. Okay, so this is an older woman who says that her love life is completely dry, and now she's jumping on the internet to talk about it. Because of course, guys, what better way to, express yourself than to jump on the internet and put forward these opinions to complete and utter strangers? So let's jump right into it. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Let's take a listen.
This might be the most toxic thing that has ever come out of my mouth, but I'm just gonna say it because I know for a fact that there are other women who are sharing this same sentiment as I am, so I'm gonna speak for all of us. My love life is so dry right now. In fact, my love life has been dry since September of 2024, so we're going on a year here. I am actually at a point where I think I'd rather be in a situationship. Yes, I said it. I think I would rather be in a situationship than be this single and bored. That is saying a lot because I feel like I have done all of the healing work that a person can do in their lifetime. I've done all the right things. I have chosen peace first above all else. I've spent time alone. I have learned to enjoy my time alone, and sometimes I enjoy it a little bit too much. But I don't know. At this rate, it's like, if I'm not at least going to find someone to be in a committed relationship with, at least I can still get something out of a situationship. Like, at least I can still get some excitement over a situationship that isn't going to last.
Okay, so let's pause it here and let's address the elephant in the room. This woman is clinically insane. Okay, I have said this many times before, but getting a relationship is not a difficult task for women. Even ones who are completely insufferable, even ones who are incredibly annoying, it is not difficult for these women to get a relationship. So what she's really complaining about here is men walking away. The men that she wants don't actually want to have relationships with her. And whenever a woman is in this particular situation, it means that she has screwed up drastically. Women do not magically end up in this situation where they just can't find a man. What it really means is that her standards are too high, and the men that she wants to date long-term have zero interest in her. Now, this is a woman who says, oh, I've done the healing, I've done the work, I'm happy being by myself. Translation, Chad has completely broken this woman multiple times over, and she feels like, okay, I'm healed now, I'm ready for a good man. But even the good men, right, they don't want her anymore. They simply don't. Let's continue.
Because at least when you're in a situationship, you have this idea that, okay, maybe things are going to go further. You at least can picture a future with someone. You're living in a fantasy world, and I like living in that fantasy world, okay? That is a little bit more exciting than me sitting here and, quite honestly, every day just being like, is this what it's come to? And just questioning, like, will it ever be my turn? Is it ever going to happen for me? I don't know. I'm just really tired of being in this place where there's like absolutely no one, and I've only been.
Okay, first of all, there are people there. There are people who would happily have a relationship with this woman, even though she has a myriad of problems. The problem is she doesn't actually want these men. These men don't have the qualities that she is looking for. Maybe they're not tall enough. Maybe they're not attractive enough. Maybe they don't make enough money. But whenever women cry about their dating situation and they jump online and complain about how difficult it is, please understand it is not difficult for women. It really is not. This is like a millionaire complaining that they can't afford a Bugatti. It's like, okay, maybe you could settle for the average car. You have a lot of money, you could still afford a nice car, but the women don't want the average cars. They don't want the above average cars even, oftentimes. They want the cars that are at the top of the line. Now, they might think otherwise. They might think, well, my standards have dropped. yeah, the men are still out of your league. If you cannot get a long-term relationship from a man, that means the man is out of your price range. And again, I don't mean monetarily, right? Again, men do not care about the women's money. I'm saying that the man does not want to date you. That says something about your market value. Now, I don't like the terms, particularly market value and everything like that, but it's true. The women are shopping out of their market value. They think that they're worth a lot more than they actually are.
And in 2 situationships in my entire life, like
She's been in more.
really, I've only been in 2, and they were the worst time of my life. Like, they ruined me. They made me sick. They made me like get to the worst place I've ever been in my life. But at least when I was in a situationship, I felt like there was hope.
Yeah, so women like this, and a lot of modern women in general, would rather be having a quote-unquote terrible time, getting their heart broken by Chads, just having fun with that guy, than actually get in a relationship with a man who is, for lack of better words, on their level. Isn't that crazy to think about? This is straight from the woman's mouth. I'm not saying this. Nobody else is saying this for these women. These women are coming out here and literally saying, hey, I would rather be Chad's plaything than get with an average man or a man who is on my level.
Felt like there was at least someone out there that could fulfill something within me. And that something is just that feeling of closeness that you simply cannot get with a platonic friendship or a platonic relationship. So that is where we're currently at. We are at the point where we would honestly prefer a situationship, just a little something that can bring us some excitement, something that we could get for the plot, to then just being so single to the point where it like literally seems impossible.
Okay, so here's the thing. Again, it's not impossible for these women. It simply isn't. They just like to complain because they don't want average men. That's really all that it is. Let's jump into the next one here. What does this woman have to say? Women talking to men isn't something happen anytime soon. Isn't going to happen anytime soon, I assume.
Videos, for some reason, only reached men. And they were meant for the girls. Okay, they were meant for the girls to just give them a little push in this whole dating thing of, you don't have to be stuck on these dating apps. If the dating apps work for you, that's great. But if they don't, you could, just spark a conversation. They were really meant for the girlies. And I am sad to report, it literally reached, I think the percentage, like the analytics were like 96% of men. So
wow, this woman posted a video online publicly on the internet, and she's pissed that her video predominantly reached men. You understand that when you post something on these social media platforms, it is public to both genders. It's crazy how women post absolute garbage in all probability, and then they get pissed when they get called out on it. That's what I assume has happened here. That's usually what happens when these women are complaining about the situation, is they say something that's just way out of line, but they think that it's going to be okay because it's going to be broadcasted to only women, and then they get a reality check when the men call them out on their crap. That's probably what happened here.
that defeated the purpose.
I feel like a guy that goes down for his own pleasure is so rare these days. It is like a unicorn. And when you find one, you hang on to them for dear life. You put a ring on it. Put a ring on that man. If he is doing it for his own pleasure and he loves that you love it, never let him go. Don't even let him out of your sight. Us girls we can sense that. We'll jump on that straight away.
Okay, so first of all, I'd just like to apologize if my Australian accent comes across this annoying, because holy hell, this woman's voice is pissing me off. But second of all, women like this are absolutely horrible, okay? You don't put a ring on a man. Men put rings on women if they want to. So let's just get that out of the way, okay? Enough of this talk of a woman putting a ring on a man. That's not how it works, all right? Absolutely ridiculous. Second of all, it is amazing to me. It actually never ceases to amaze me what these women willingly put on the internet and what they say on the internet publicly. I just assume that women like this don't actually have a father in their lives. They don't have families who at least they respect to any degree. And so they end up posting nonsense like this. I think it's incredibly sad. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.